Hello everyone, and welcome to Home Safety Hotline. ScienceMysteries.mv. The Mystery of Mice.
Mice, one of humanity's oldest friends and oldest enemies. From the Black Plague to the shelves of our pet stores, mice have lived alongside humans for centuries. And just like humans, mice may even be evolving alongside us as well. This is a mus musculus, otherwise known as the common house mouse. And this is Mus musculus loquentis, otherwise known as the smart mouse, a newly discovered species known for its uniquely colored iris, and more importantly, its increased intelligence. Mice have brains smaller than peanuts, and yet, modern science has observed they are capable of thinking quite intelligently, and in the case of the smart mouse, perhaps even capable of communication. With the help of modern computer technology, today's scientists have been able to interpret the previously indecipherable squeaks of a smart mouse, and have discovered what seems to be hidden messages within. Let's take a listen. What do you think? Is this a wonder of evolution? Or are we just hearing things that aren't there? Do mice and men have more in common than previously thought? Well, I suppose that's what makes this a science mystery.
That would be the way. One of our mundane guesses has more to it than we believe. It also sounds like absolute bunk, but in a world with Hobbes, you never know. Introducing our new office pet! Hello, Home Safety Hotline family. We're excited to introduce to all of you our brand new office pet, Whiskers. Whiskers is loyal, friendly, and is as serious about pest control as we are. That's what I thought, because getting a cat was one of the recommended solutions. Please give Whiskers a warm welcome if you see him wander by your desk. Please refrain from picking up or feeding Whiskers, as he is still getting to know everyone in the office, and has scheduled feeding times. Okie dokie. And we get actually something quite substantial. Look at that, saving $34 on the silver medallion. It is 100% pure silver and comes with an iron chain for your convenience. For safety both in and out of the home, never let the medallion leave your sight. Supply is limited to one, so get it while you can. Well, that's certainly an incentive. It even bears our logo. Something tells me there's lore here. Well, let's get started. Thursday. Man, I am so worried about the database going down. I mean, I may have internalized some things, but it's all in the details. And that's what really is going to cause me issues. And yesterday was a big difficulty spike.
Hello, Supervisor Carol here again. I've been watching thee closely, employee. I'm impressed so far by your dedication to accuracy. I have once again updated your permissions so you should have access to more extensive household hazard information. Keep up the great work, employee. Our eyes rest upon thee.
Why the sudden speech change. You sound like you're knighting me. Between that and the medallion, I'm starting to wonder just where our organization actually comes from. Attic gnome. Oh my god, it may be unprofessional, but if we diagnose this, can we tell our clients that they've been gnomed? Ah. Why does that always startle me?
I think there might be something wrong with her faucet. Recently I've been having the worst kind of stomach bug, just aches and pains constantly. But after a month, it still hasn't gone away, and I'm thinking there's gotta be something wrong with the water, because we only eat fresh, homegrown fruits and vegetables here, and we ain't ever had any problems up till now. I keep hearing things about rusted pipes and water poisoning and all kinds of terrible things that can happen to the water, so can you just send someone out to get this fixed for us?
Actually, the pipe thing might be a misdirect. That could be a false beat.
Please hold.
But we've got to do some reading while we can. Attic gnome. Attic gnomes are a subspecies of gnome known to nest in attics and ceilings. Homeowners infested with attic gnomes will often report a knocking or rapping sound coming from the ceilings, or a surplus of dust coming out of their ventilation systems. Attic gnomes' feeding habits can often be a boon to homeowners, as they consume dust, cobwebs, and household pests such as spiders in large quantities. However, when frightened, they will violently expel their meals, which can send large quantities of dust particulates into the air, causing air quality issues in the household. They are very easily frightened. To remove an attic gnome from the household, it is recommended to dust and clean your attics and ceilings regularly, as to avoid giving it a source of food. They will also prevent other attic gnomes from nesting in your home. Cellar grotto. Cellar grottos are large, cave-like networks known to sometimes appear spontaneously in cellars and basements. Homeowners with cellar grottos will often report a bad smell coming from the basement, higher humidity in the home, and a notable increase in large beetles, frogs, and related pests. Cellar grottos can introduce a number of dangerous pests into the home, and the heightened humidity they introduce can cause warped floorboards, weakened foundation, and other hazards. They can be removed by finding their creator and presenting them with a gift of gold. Their creator often resides somewhere within the grotto's subterranean lake. For safety, bring spelunking and snorkeling equipment on your excursion, or consider utilizing HSH's grotto removal team. This is what I find so cool about this SCP style of encyclopedia horror. It allows you to explore ideas that you just wouldn't be able to get through in a more narrative-driven source of media. I mean, you wouldn't make a movie about something like this. It's kinda one and done, and there's not really a whole lot of danger involved. And yet, it's creepy and disturbing, and it builds a world, especially when used together with other things. It also sort of reminds me of the movie Troll. A lot of people know and laugh at Troll 2. Troll 1 is, I won't say it's a good movie, but it's a cool movie. Imagine this just shows up down there one day. Fey Feast and Fey Flu, we finally get to learn what these things are. Feasts are mid to large-sized piles of various edible food substances, frequently including flour, cornmeal, and various species of fungi. They are known to appear near eating areas of the home. Feasts are not dangerous if consumed, but if left untouched, they can provoke more dangerous activity, or else its continued presence can attract other household pests such as cockroaches or carpenter ants. So I guess not eating it is seen as an insult. Feasts are a sign of a hospitable presence, and as such should be consumed immediately once sighted to prevent provoking or offending the gifter. For maximum assured safety, all members of the home should partake in the feast. But what of the Fey Flu? A beautiful decay. Fey Flu is a rare and dangerous disease commonly spread by household Fey. Symptoms of Fey flu include headaches, fever, eye discoloration, seeds taking root in skin pores, and blooming. Fey flu is rarely fatal, but can have long-lasting effects on the lifetime health of an infected human. Long-term symptoms commonly include dizziness, fatigue, monocolored vision, deliriousness, and endless dreams. There is no cure for Fey flu. However, one can take precautions against it by keeping a clean, Fey-free home. So much of this comes down to hygiene. Floor roots. Floor roots are tree-like brown roots that are known to grow upwards from the floor to wrap themselves around various objects or humans in their vicinity. Floor roots grow slow enough that they serve very little danger to awake and aware human adults. However, if not spotted quickly, they are a known strangling hazard for human children and pets while they sleep. Removal should be a priority in family households. Floor roots require something to wrap around before they will cease their growth, so it is advised to acquire dolls or a similar human-shaped facsimile to give them a safer alternative. Place the dolls in the affected room, and leave the roots alone for the night. By morning, the dolls and roots should be gone, and the room safe to inhabit once more. Make any repairs to the floor as needed, or utilize our repair services. I imagine that's the creaking sound of them slowly tightening their hold. The Horde. Alright guys, we're gonna learn what the Horde is in this messed up world. The Horde is an invisible, odorless collective consciousness that is known to collect and store large quantities of common household refuse. The Horde's tendency to store vast quantities of trash in the home make them prone to spreading disease to the home's inhabitants. Rotten food, used syringes, and rusty metal are among the more common household hazards that can be introduced by the Horde's presence. Once introduced to a home, the Horde will continue to gather and hoard their treasures indefinitely. It is advised to sell one's home at the first sign of the Horde's presence, to make the relocation process go over more smoothly. To prevent the Horde from gathering in one's home, it is advised to keep one's home as tidy as possible, as to not attract the Horde's attention. The introduction of a hob to the household can often assist in this process. I love how some of these actually acknowledge that these things exist sometimes simultaneously. But who are you gonna get to buy this? Some sucker, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to jump on those houses in the real estate ad before. Laundry gnomes! So that's where my socks have been going. Laundry gnomes are a subspecies of gnome with thick, fiber-like fur. They can fold their bodies into various shapes, and often resemble dirty towels. Look at that, you can barely see what looks like a couple of fingers creeping around the edge. Homeowners with laundry gnomes often report loud rattling or banging sounds coming from their washing machine, and missing socks. Laundry gnomes pose no direct threat to humans, though their lifestyles often lead to broken washing machines or dryers, which can occasionally cause small floods. Water damage can lead to further problems in a home, and as such, laundry gnomes should not be left to their own devices. Laundry gnomes will move on from a home if they are no longer permitted to enter a washing machine. Great care should be taken to inspect each and every piece of laundry before washing. This is what's so great about relatable horror. These things that just insert themselves into people's lives, often unnoticed. They make you paranoid. It's the type of horror story that you carry with you after you finish playing. And really, that's where so many legends come from. Something to, I don't know, make people think more carefully about things that they might otherwise not show the appropriate level of caution. I mean, people say, wear a helmet, they might laugh you off. You say, these things that like to swoop down from the trees and grab uncovered heads, well, maybe they'll listen more. It's very effective against people stupid enough not to wear helmets. Night gnome, look at you. Night gnomes are small, hairy creatures with a pointed head. They are known for their tendency to enter the sleeping quarters of humans to watch them while they sleep. Homeowners affected by night gnomes frequently report sighting them in the middle of the night, or report heavy breathing sounds during late hours. Night gnomes are not known to be deadly to humans, but those who suffer from heart conditions should consider wearing sleeping masks to prevent being startled by their presence. Night gnomes will move on to other homes if they become bored or restless by your inhabitants' sleeping activities. There is no guarantee, however, that they will become bored by you if they find your sleep sufficiently entertaining. Something as terrifying as that, and yet it sounds worse than it is. Like, they don't actually harm you directly. Night wisp. That's the thing. All of this is so believably just a nuisance to deal with. Except for those few that are more. Night wisps are a subspecies of wisp in the form of bright, floating lights. They are known to hover outside windows at night while whispering promises of wealth and good fortune. Night wisps are not dangerous to humans, unless listened to. Refrain from listening to their whispers and following their directions. They'll move on to other homes after a week or so if they are ignored consistently. It is advised to drown out their whispers with music, or wear sleeping masks to prevent sleep disruption. And you're saying somebody actually managed to get recording of this? Can't really understand, but maybe that's a good thing. Portal. Portals are door-shaped openings to an outdoor location other than the homeowners, discovered most commonly in basements or underground cellars. Homeowners with portals frequently report cold drafts, strange dreams, and a strong desire to enter its Bernard's door. Portals can introduce a wide variety of dangerous elements to a home, and should be dealt with as soon as they are discovered. They can additionally cause drafts, and introduce heating problems to a home, which is also a danger. I find it so interesting that out of all these problems, there's a handful that may kill you, and a whole bunch that mainly affect your resale value. Portals should be sealed shut with wooden planks, bricks, or other common building materials. The seal should be airtight, so as to not allow for anything to come inside the home. It is advised to utilize our security services to ensure portals are sealed safely. Anything with HSH always causes me to trip over my words in this. Seedling. Seedlings are small, insectoid creatures about the size of an aphid. They are known for burrowing in outdoor planters or gardens, feeding off the roots of nearby weeds. Though their weed-killing lifestyles can make them useful for gardeners, seedlings are extremely territorial and react violently to anything competing for their food source. Never remove a weed from a seedling-infested garden. They are known to compel competitors to commit violent acts on themselves or others. To remove seedlings from a garden, one should not go near their established feeding grounds. Instead, one should use a hose, sprinklers, or similar ranged devices to overwater and drown out the seedlings from afar. And travel gnomes. Travel gnomes are a highly invasive subspecies of gnome that are known to stow away inside the luggage of unsuspecting travelers to introduce themselves to new households. They are found most commonly in highly forested areas of the globe. Travel gnomes can affect the household in various ways. They will often create expansive gardens inside their new homes, leaving soil, plants, and common outdoor pests in their wake. These gardens, in addition to introducing a variety of dangerous pests, can also create foundational problems in a home if they continue to grow unabated. Spraying pesticides and weed killer in the home can deter a travel gnome's gardening prospects, at which point it will wait for a new opportunity to travel to a better location. To encourage a travel gnome to relocate, one can invite others to stay at their household, and create new opportunities for the travel gnome to stow away in visitors' luggage. So many of these we cannot actually deal with directly, we just have to relocate them and make them someone else's problem. hang on, because did we actually listen to the entry for Portal? On a basement. Okay, hopefully we retain that. I'm just constantly... The reason I'm reading these all at once on the first call is so that hopefully I'll retain them for if the database goes blank again. I'm really thinking that this guy has a false beat, but I'm going to read through it again just in case. Cause digestive issues and potential back problems. There we are. I also had a look at things relating to faucets and pipes just in case, but I really do think it's the false beat because that was really emphasizing your home farm. And now we play the waiting game. You always wait until I start talking.
The police told me to call this number, so I hope I got the right number here. Anyway, I think somebody is stalking me. I can see their shadow at night at my window, just staring into the house. When I close the window, I can still hear him out there, breathing. I've been sleeping on the couch every night this past week, just so he won't see me. The police said they can't do anything, so please, send somebody or do something about this. I can hardly sleep anymore.
Please hold.
Alright, please hold, ma'am. I've got you covered. That sounds like a classic case of one of those night gnomes. Sometimes there really is nothing to it. Alright. So let's just select that and send you on your way. Just gotta keep doing what you're doing, ma'am. It'll all work out in the end. See, when I'm working for someone, my favorite thing to do is confidently deliver good news because it makes me feel so cool. And I would love to do that for this job. Oh my god.
Hello, yes, I believe there may be some kind of problem with our home ventilation. Lately, we've been hearing awful banging noises coming from the ceiling, and the air quality seems to have been drastically reduced. My daughter hasn't been able to stop coughing.
Okay. That could be a number of
Please
things.
hold.
Thankfully, we still have the database. I believe there may be some kind of problem with our home ventilation. Banging noises from the ceiling. And bad air quality. That could potentially be attic gnomes, but it could also potentially be a number of other things. Causing air quality issues in the household, banging, rapping from ceilings, surplus of dust coming out of the ventilation, all things you mentioned. I'm confident reasonably that it's gnomes. It's always gnomes. Bad news, you got attic gnomes. Do not try to confront them, it'll make it worse.
Please help me. The police refuse to do anything. They told me to call you. Please say you can help. My little boy, Jeremy, has gone missing. He's 8 years old and such a sweetheart. The last time I saw him was when I was tucking him into bed last night and checking his messy closet for bees to calm him down. Oh, it's silly, I know, but my poor Jeremy is always so concerned about bees and wasps and stuff. I miss him. I miss him so much. Oh, please, please, please say you can help me find him. He's all that I have.
I would hope so, but there's a number of things that can be. He said he's concerned about bees in his closet.
Please hold.
Alright, so if we look at bees, which it's not bees, yeah, I mean, bees is bees. But what would make someone think that there's bees in their closet? Oh no. They're known for making gentle buzzing sounds that can only be heard by very young human children or animals. Talked about the messy closet, so it's probably some object in there. But there's nothing that can be done about it. Nothing we can do, anyway. Okay, I'm confident that it's a false artifact. I'm also glad it doesn't reduce its content to a joke. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, some of these are fanciful and amusing, but it still treats them as real things, interacted with by real people.
Hi. I'm concerned, somewhat, about the stability of my new home. I recently finalized the purchase and naturally afterwards found that there are several large cracks in the walls of the basement that were not previously disclosed, as well as several pieces of half-eaten cheese littered across the basement floor. I haven't been able to get in contact with the previous owners about this, and I'm wondering if you can offer any kind of legal advice.
Maybe not legal advice, but I can figure out what's causing it. Now, of course, my first thought is the fracture hob.
Please hold.
They bear a false space, cause these fractures, and they like cheese. So I think we got you covered on that one. Once again, though, I always feel really nervous about these overconfident guesses. I never know what to do with the silence. I know I only have a few seconds. These calls are like a jack-in-the-box, especially if you're in the middle of reading. Like, you think you can get a little bit in right before? You again.
Rubber here. I need to place an order of 60 gallons of orange drink here. I got a big old party I'm setting up here at the studio, and we're gonna need that orange drink too. Too many mouths to feed, you know what I mean? And I need that orange drink to feed my crew. Second thought, y'all still got that cheesy greaser. Too many mouths to feed. Maybe pepper squeeze. Don't tell me you don't got the pepper squeeze.
I wonder if these calls are improvised. Because I hear that and all I can think is, hi, you got pies? That's not a regular call.
Hey, so my doctor told me I should call this number. I have no idea why. He won't tell me anything. He said you could help, so here goes nothing, I guess. So I've recently been having just the worst headaches, and just barely I woke up and found my eyes were starting to look kind of pink. I'm really freaked out right now, and I'm not sure what I have. I can't find anything online. Can you help me?
Could be Fey fever.
Please hold.
That's my first thought. I mean, look, you immediately give us the medical imagery talking about your doctor. Let's look at the Fey flu, of course. Well, in the absence of anything else, I'm going to answer Fey flu. go. Hopefully it comes back for the next one. Man, this is not a good way to conduct this business. But we gotta be ready. These things can come out of nowhere, and we gotta get the nuances. How are we gonna get the next gift card?
You gotta tell me what's going on inside my home, okay? I'm freaking out over here!
So am I.
There's holes all over my freaking house, man! Freaking holes! I'm stepping around big wooden splinters. There's no telling how much damage there is. I've got this big gaping one in my kitchen that I have no idea how freaking deep it goes. To top it all off, my skittish little greyhound goblin is nowhere to be found. She probably took off after seeing this mess. I need help. Bad.
Okay, we'll do everything we can for you, Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Please hold.
I'm actually really not sure. We never did listen to the sample for cellar growths, did we? Not that I think that's it. Yeah, I actually don't have any idea. Floor roots, maybe? My thoughts are definitely in the direction of these roots. It's just that they're all over the house. They are a danger for pets, which could explain your missing dog. Could also... Now, I was pretty confident in that, but look at this one. It could be the dog that's digging up the floor. Digging around or inside their home. Broken floorboards, uprooted plants. Well, I guess actually that would be much better news for Goblin, wouldn't it? That one's up in the air, though. You said there's holes all over the place, though. You would be missing objects, right? And you would be talking about missing objects? The big gaping one in the kitchen sounds important. And you don't know how deep it is. Maybe that's the one where Goblin finally got deeper. I'm actually gonna say it's the unicorn fungi. Submit. This is another one that took a while. I've been looking at a bunch of these. Is that the last one? Of course not.
Alright, I'm gonna need someone to explain what in the name of Christmas is happening to my living room. I'm back from vacation and the house is already turning into a disaster not 24 hours later. And my living room is absolutely covered in soil and plants. Looks like a gosh darn nursery in there. What is happening? Is this what happens when you buy a bad rug or something?
No, but it is what happens when you bring back travel gnomes. Everything matches up. You just came back from a vacation. You have this dirt appearing all over the place. It's gotta be the travel gnomes. There is simply nothing else. A nursery. Maybe you should just embrace it. Have you considered that? A lot of these things aren't here to hurt you. We're still going. These are getting more and more people as time goes on, it feels like. But there's also more softballs it's thrown at me. Yeah, having a working knowledge of these as you go is definitely very important. You wait until I click something.
There's something in my basement. I don't know what it is. All I know is when I open my basement door, it smells like a damn sewer, and I can hear it making all kinds of horrible noises. It sounds like there might be a lot of water down there, too. I don't know what it might be doing down there, but I have a feeling it's causing a whole lot of damage. Please, send somebody to help with this. I can't deal with something like this.
Yep. Cellar
Please
grotto.
hold.
Definitely cellar grotto. They even specified that it does make noise. Wonder if you have to go to college to be on the grotto removal team. There you go. I'm always afraid of clicking the wrong thing in the last second. There you go. Still going, wow. Oh, never mind. Accuracy 100%. Dude, I am unreasonably proud of all this. What the heck? I am so good at this job. We even successfully diagnosed the Fey flu, which, that's out there? But I think... Oh, we got an achievement. I think what it really comes down to is you just have to understand how to read it. Because the key... It's about identifying the key details, which sounds obvious, but... You just have to trust that, like, the information is there. If it doesn't look like there's anything, you're not looking hard enough. So taking time has always been helpful. So this is one of those instances where the fact that it loads first and then remembers that it needs to load made that way scarier. Because on the one hand, it looks like someone looking down through a hole, but the roots and all that can be interpreted as messy hair hanging down. The hole is breached. Repeat, the hole is breached. It's not safe here. I must find a new spot. It knows I'm here. Corporate scheduling changes. Employee 036. Regarding your schedule this week, due to a shortage of available staff, we will need you to come into work this Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for being a team player. Rest assured, your additional labors will be recognized. But we don't care about that. We got a massive deal on tamed river root. Plucked and tamed straight from the waters within the undersoil. This river root is as reliable as they come. Their gentle, high-frequency cries are guaranteed to keep your garden safe from all manner of pests and predators. Just don't forget to keep them well-watered and well-monitored. Rootin' for you is the discount code. We're saving like almost $200 on this thing. Once more, I don't know why we'd want it, but we got it. If we want to spend the $500 on it. Remember, it's not free. Friday. I just love those slow fade-ins. To me at the time, those slow fade-ins were like a 4K 120 FPS monitor is today. Clorking in. We've actually unlocked most of the entries. Carol! Carol! Carol? Hello? Hey.
Hello. Supervisor Carol here. Thine accuracy continues to impress those of us above and below the soil. I have updated your permissions once more. Keep up the great work, employee. Our eyes rest soundly upon thee.
You know, everybody says that their new place of work is a cult, but I think I might have the better claim here. Now, what do we get? Animation. Look at you. Animations are any miniature humanoid figure such as dolls, puppets, or marionettes that are capable of moving on their own. Homeowners with animations most commonly report hearing clattering noises at night and missing or stolen household objects. Shut up.
There were Satan worshippers in my shed. I think it might be my no-good teenager having joined up with one of those dungeon dragon cults they say these days, because he's been gone for days now, and the next thing you know, I find a dang tree growing in my shed. The tree is all covered in torn-up fabric and some kind of black liquid. Classic satanistic ritual crap, I assume. Tell me what I can do to get these godless teens off my property.
Please hold.
I'll let you know when I know. Animations are usually not directly dangerous to humans, and will ignore them entirely as they go about their business, but their presence in a household may indicate the interest of other potentially dangerous parties. Most animations will depart or collapse on their own after completing their intended function, and no further action is needed. If an animation persists for more than a few days in a single location, it may be a sign of more dangerous activity. In these cases, is it advised to contact HSH's pest removal services. There's a level of distance here, and that's the whole point of something like this. These horrifying events are occurring all over the world, and to the people experiencing them, it is just like any other horror story. To us, it's just abstracted. We don't experience it ourselves, and somehow that makes it even creepier. All we get are these little snippets, these little secondhand glimpses. Maybe an audio recording that some panicked homeowner managed to grab, or a fleeting image of something skittering off screen. Or the panic of someone who can barely articulate what they're seeing. Closet labyrinth. Closet labyrinths are large, twisting networks of tunnels that are known to occasionally appear inside of the closets or wardrobes of wealthy homeowners, or left behind in homes once owned by the wealthy. Homeowners with closet labyrinths will often report missing clothes, or the sounds of distant cries coming from their closet. Closet labyrinths are incredibly easy to get lost in by design, and can prove especially hazardous to homeowners carrying valuable items such as gold, precious silk, or rare spices on their person. They are otherwise harmless to those who do not enter their domain. If a closet labyrinth is discovered, it is advised to lock or barricade the entrance to prevent accidental entry and diminish the lure of the labyrinth's hidden riches. If it is absolutely vital a closet labyrinth be removed from the home, it is advised to utilize our labyrinth removal team. So I guess there is some way to do it. Portals can't be removed at all, they just have to be sealed. Dreamweaver. It feels like we're getting into higher and higher level entities here. Dreamweavers are large, spider-like creatures known to weave dreams into reality. They also are known to cause nearby humans to only dream about everything being covered in webs. They will only move into a household if no other spiders are present. Dreamweavers are parasitic in nature, and feed off the dreams of humans while they sleep. While this does not cause any direct harm to humans, it can lead to increased anxiety, and the large webs they weave can often trap dust, pets, and children, causing further complications. To remove a Dreamweaver from a household, homeowners should refrain from sleeping for as long as possible, in order to starve the creature and encourage it to find a new home. Dreamweavers will often attempt to induce sleep by ensnaring homeowners and injecting them with a sleep-inducing venom. Do not let them do this. Your insistence that these things aren't dangerous is often contradictory. False flower. Or wait, I really need to remember to actually listen to the audio. Meanwhile, in this image, we can just see the shadow of that thing cast along the ceiling. Okay, what was it? False flower. Come on now. False flowers are long, slender creatures that vaguely resemble common houseplants. They are known to take root in indoor potted plants, disguising themselves among the flowers. Homeowners often report hearing faint singing. False flowers are harmless if left to their own devices. However, if homeowners attempt to disrupt or remove them, they will often lash out by spraying a toxic chemical known to cause blindness or loss of sight. False flowers are not to be disturbed once they have taken root. Water regularly, and try not to notice their presence. Ignore their singing. A lot of the time, the problem with these isn't even what they'll do to you, it's simply the fact that you now have to live with it forever. So that's where the music in Luigi's Mansion came from. Kobold. Looks like a dog. Yet it stands so tall. Makes you wonder what's behind the door. Kobolds are 5-foot-tall humanoid creatures with dog-like faces that are known to burrow into dark rooms or storage closets and make them their home. Homeowners infested with kobolds will sometimes report broken floorboards. Kobolds are harmless to humans until they are discovered, at which point they will often lash out violently to protect their home, causing injury or even death. If discovered, kobolds will attempt to lure humans into their space by poking their dog-like heads out from behind corners and whimpering. Do not ever enter a kobold's domain. One should not attempt to remove a kobold from their home. It is strongly advised to hire professionals and utilize our pest removal service. They prey on our sympathy and curiosity for these creatures. Rain nymph. Rain nymph are subspecies of nymph that are most active during rainstorms. Look at that handprint on the glass. They are faint humanoids with a glow in their eyes that often appear near windows and doors, asking to be let inside. Homeowners afflicted with rain nymphs often report flooding. The floods rain nymphs cause can lead to water damage, which can be both costly and dangerous to a home. Rain nymphs are very preventable, in that their pleas to be let inside can simply be ignored. It is advised to stay away from doors and windows during rainstorms, to avoid having to endure a rain nymph's various temptations and threats. These descriptions, they are very dry, very factual, yet they often imply more. They leave a lot to the imagination, which is another advantage of encyclopedia horror, which I guess is a term I may have coined here and now. It's the second time I've used it anyway. Soap sprite. The rubber dubbers? Soap sprites are a subspecies of sprite that are known for consuming bacteria and harmful microbes. They frequently occupy bathrooms, appearing similar to pink bars of soap, in order to feed off the hands that use them. They secrete a suds-like substance that is used to digest their meals. Soap sprites, despite their bacteria-eating lifestyle, are frequently known to spread deadly diseases, such as the Fey flu to humans who handle them, making them a serious household hazard. That's the opposite of what soap is meant to do. Soap sprites are easy to remove and dispose of by way of tongs or other grabbing utensils. Identifying soap sprites can be difficult, so it is recommended to not keep any bars of soap in the household to ensure they can be identified and removed as soon as possible. That is not a realistic solution. Got 3 more things to look at. Sprig tree. This may be our solution to Patrice. Sprig trees are a rapidly growing tree-like organism that takes root in the human body. They are known to cause structural damage to a home as they continue to grow, generally reaching their full size in a matter of days. They are known to be caused by the touch of a Spriggan. Sprig trees are incredibly deadly to those infected, and will result in death once they have reached a certain size. Anyone near a sprig tree while it is growing in an indoor location is also at risk of injury or death from the structural damage that will occur as it grows. There is no cure for a sprig tree. The infected individual should be quarantined, while any others occupying the household should vacate the premises immediately. Do not touch the infected person, or the black substance that leaks from them under any circumstances. Begin looking for a new home, and arrange any funeral services as needed for the affected individual. Well, I suppose either word applies here. Oh, I got bad news for you, lady. Good news for him, he doesn't have to deal with you anymore. Sprig vines. Sprig vines are rapidly growing vines that are known to quickly consume a house and block off exits. They are often a sign that a Spriggan has been provoked. Sprig vines are not dangerous on their own, and can be cut through with common gardening tools. However, their tendency to block exits can create struggles when needing to exit the house in a hurry, such as in the case of floods, fires, or a Spriggan in pursuit. I imagine Spriggans are the inaccessible entry above. Sprig vines will continue to grow so long as the Spriggan that made them desires it. It is advised to vacate and rehome as soon as possible. Trash gnomes! Oh, look at you, you're like a rat. Trash gnomes are a subspecies of gnome with thick, brownish-gray fur, frog-like eyes, and large, gaping mouths. They are known to seek out trash receptacles, and burrow inside them for both food and shelter. Homeowners with trash gnomes often report the smell of rotten eggs, finding large clumps of fur throughout the house, tipped garbage cans, and loud crunching sounds at night, making them easily confused with raccoons. Trash gnomes are highly territorial once homed. While their bite is not fatal, it can often lead to inconvenient and painful circumstances, such as the loss of a finger or a nose, while attempting to discard trash or remove trash bag from the receptacle. They are also capable of spreading deadly diseases to humans, such as rabies or tetanus. Even with the supernatural, the dangers are mundane. To prevent a trash gnome from homing inside your trash, it is recommended to not let trash in the home be idle for more than a day or two, as their noses are highly sensitive to the smell. To remove a trash gnome permanently, it is highly advised to utilize our pest removal services. Okay, well, I am going to say that you're dealing with a sprig tree. Also, I would like to take a moment to appreciate the radio music playing here. It's nice, it's atmospheric, to the point where it's fitting, but you hardly notice it. And it sort of accelerates your groove. But yeah, your son's dead. Sorry. Or at least will be soon.
Hey, I called last week about some noises in my house, and after following the instructions you sent me, they still seem to be happening. I already told you guys what was happening, but the short story is that every night I'm hearing clattering noises coming from the kitchen. In the morning, I usually check the kitchen for any signs of droppings or whatever, but the place looks spotless. Can you please tell me what's actually happening so I can get some sleep?
Okay, that's kind of vague. That's really vague. Sounds like Hobbs, but whatever we told you, it didn't work. Could be a pipe hob. Which means that they're also probably pretty easily misdiagnosed as other types of hobs. See, the problem with reading it this way is it specifically says dishes here. And pipe hobs could certainly be in the kitchen, but those eat like grime and hair. This says dishes, cleaning them in the process. But here's another thing I just realized. What if it wasn't misdiagnosed at all? This guy said, hey, I've been doing what you told me, but it's still happening. That's actually the ideal. We already heard what happens if you don't do it. It's sort of implied that toilet hobs only clean the toilet. Maybe pipe hobs only clean their sink. I'm gonna go with a common hob. Because it specifically mentions dishes, and it's really annoying when that's the best answer I've got. That's the best evidence I have. But that's what I'm gonna go with. If it's wrong, this was a pipe hob. They all only come out at night.
Yes, hi. I recently purchased from your company one of your home security installation services, and not a week later, I'm still getting break-ins. As I mentioned prior, someone has been breaking into the greenhouse and taunting us with their singing. They could be some insane serial killer, for all we know. All they do is sing at night, but no one in my family feels safe anymore. None of your stupid security alarms even went off.
No, but I might know what you're dealing with.
Please hold.
Okay, what were those things called? False flowers. False flowers singing in the greenhouse, never moving, never triggering any alarms, right? Let's try it. Unless it's a false falsity. Nah. I definitely think... I can't think of anything else. I'm overthinking it, that's the problem. Let's say false flower. Some of these, there's just so little information to go on.
Hey, Flipper here. I've got 2 dumbbells that I bought from you that need a good spit shine. Know what I mean? I mean, these bells have got all kinds of grit, grime, grease. Can't even see my face in them when I'm deadlifting. Know what I mean? I mean, I'm looking at these bells right now here. I'm seeing spit, crud, and juice, and
Hey, who are you? How did you get in? Hey, now easy there. Get away. Get away.
Get got. Now, here would be an arc. Imagine if we actually had to sense something based on what we heard. We could try and diagnose this. Alright, new incoming call. I would actually really like the ability to search by keywords.
Hello, Supervisor Carroll here. I noticed that you've been experiencing regular, disruptive calls from a false caller with ulterior motives. I've seen to it that this false caller shall no longer be a blight upon me. Keep up the good work, employee.
I see. You know, I was actually just going to comment that maybe we did something about them, that we sent something. Maybe we don't only deal with these things, we capture and control them. Or are responsible for them in the first place. Yeah, here's another one of these weird rings.
There's some kind of insect in my house, and I think it may have died. I saw this big, nasty thing fly in through the window, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere, but I think maybe it electrocuted itself somewhere because I can smell this awful burning scent throughout the house. Can someone come find this thing and get it out of my house?
Alright, please hold.
Please hold.
Now is not the time. I have no idea. This big, awful insect and a burning smell. I'm just trying to jog my memory from names here. There's a couple of things that are explicitly insect, but the seedlings don't behave that way. And maybe some kind of sprite? Not tea sprite. Not a wine sprite. It's telling us the story about something that ran in and may have been electrocuted. A lamp sprite goes toward a lamp, but I don't know if that creates a burning smell. I just don't remember. Nothing else reminds me of it. I mean, it's entirely... Not a regular insect wouldn't create any kind of smell if it electrocuted itself. They're not going to misdirect like that. I'm going to go with the lamp sprite simply because it's not... Like, just looking at the names is not making me think of anything else. And it's... Just the story structure of what you've told me seems to line up with it. But the big thing is the burning smell, and that's probably why this is a network error one, because I don't remember if it was this one. There you go. We'll find out at the end. I don't know how I feel about these network error ones, because they really rely on you to sort of remember specific details of specific entities. And that's kinda up to chance. So far, I've always gotten these pretty readily. They've been pretty easy, but that one... I don't know.
It took my daughter! It took my daughter! She's gone! It wrapped its awful tendrils around her and took her down with it. I saw it with my own eyes. Please, send help. The police won't do anything. Send help.
Okay. Unfortunately, I do know what that one is. And I also know enough to think that you had time to do something about it if you saw it.
Please hold.
Okay, what were those things called again? Floor roots, I believe. Yeah. Fortunately, your daughter was taken by floor roots.
It stole me! It stole me! I'm not me anymore! It took me! It took me! I can't see myself anymore! I'm gone! Help me! Help get me back, please!
I know what this is. This is that mirror nymph. However, I have also just realized something while I was ignoring you talking and telling me your dangerous problem. Those weird ringtones indicate when we're going to have the database error, it seems, because it also did it for the guy who had Fey fever disease or whatever.
Please hold.
Please hold, let me go get your medicine. Mirror nymph. Yeah, that seems about right. I've got to remember, even when I'm sure, to still check. So is this the hold music that they're hearing? Because that's really funny, after hearing all that panic. I feel like this one would have worked better as a database error job. There we go. And now we wait. Now we wait. Tension in the air, never knowing when... It's only a jump scare because I'm talking about the fact that it's going to be a jump scare.
I think some homeless or druggies might be in my house because I keep finding used needles, cans, metal scrap, and other such nasty things on my living room carpet. I have children in this house, and this is a very serious hazard to their health. And before you say anything, yes, I already called the police, and they told me to call this number instead. So I assume that you will send over the proper authorities to deal with this matter promptly.
Certainly will, annoying lady.
Please
I also know
hold.
what you're dealing with. It is the Horde. It actually specifically mentions rotten food, used syringes, and rusty metal. So let's do it. Ah, and thankfully, despite having the in front of its name, it is placed in H, as God intended. There you go. And if it really is homeless, well, we simply don't have... We don't have an entry for that. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, is there some kind of home security camera I can purchase from you guys? For the last few nights, we haven't gotten any sleep thanks to some punks outside with flashlights or something. Someone keeps flashing these bright lights through our windows at night, but I haven't been able to see who's doing it. I want to catch them on camera so I can finally bust these stupid teens for all they're worth.
It could be those wisps we heard about. But there's also a lack of information. One more sentence could have really narrowed it down.
Please hold.
Oh, by the way, the lamp sprite sometimes causing a burning smell in the home, so we probably got that one right. Okay, sorry, I'm researching other things while we're here. As for you, I just don't know what else it could be besides the night wisp. I really don't. It's just that you haven't talked about the main thing, which is the whispering promises of wealth and good fortune. That's what bothers me. But I am going to say the night wisp. Also, we probably could send you a camera or something. I mean, that would probably give more information. The inability to ask follow-up questions is the biggest problem with this job.
Hey, so... I think I found some kind of door. I feel like maybe I should step through it. Yeah, I think I need to go inside. The wind feels so nice.
That's either a labyrinth or a cellar portal.
Please hold.
But you said the wind, which sort of puts me more in the direction of a portal. Strange dreams and a strong desire to enter. Cold drafts, which is the wind. I'm thinking it's a portal. There you go. Hope I'm right. And I hope we get to you in time. Kind of weird that you're in a battle between stepping through and reporting this to the home safety hotline. I don't know, maybe you have your own doubts despite the feeling of euphoria that it imbues you with. Chris's morgue, you killin', we chillin'.
This might, sound strange, but I think there's some kind of, squid or something in my bathroom. I went into the bathroom in the middle of the night last night, and I could see something slithering near the sink with its, little tentacles or, tendrils or, whatever. But when I turned on the lights, nothing was
There. I checked under the towel, like, under, you know, like that little soap thing and everything, but I know it's somewhere. Like, it's too freaking big to have gone down the drain. It's still gotta be hiding in here.
But look, I have a couple of ideas. Please hold. If we were to look at a pipe hob, they're small. You could have misunderstood what you saw, so we can't 100% go with the tentacle description. However, these don't really... Actually, wait, what does the soap sprite really look like? They appear similar to pink bars of soap, but it looks like there are potentially tentacles. So in that case, we actually have to use the image if that's the case. But yeah, you thought you saw it, you turned on the lights, nothing there. You checked under the soap dish, hiding in plain sight. Based only on location and the image, which is the first time I've really relied on an image, I'm gonna go with the soap sprite. There we go. Dude, I can't believe how well we're doing. 'Cause, look, I'm not gonna lie, as time has gone on, more and more of these are really up in the air. I mean, I don't know how long this video is gonna come out to be. At this point, I've been recording for like 3:15. And it's, yeah, I spent a lot of time agonizing. And it's only a few. Like, a lot of these are pretty cut and dry. Whoa, look at me keep playing in the background. Unfortunately, I'm breaking this up into pieces, so that will have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.